this question, it says that the equation of a curve is such that dy by dx equals to 6x squared minus 30x plus 6a, where a is a positive constant. The curve has a stationary point at a negative 15. Find the value of a. If it has a stationary point at this coordinate, that means dy by dx at this point would equal to 0, which means 0 equals to 6 times a square minus 30 times a plus 6 times a. Now your entire equation is in terms of a instead of being in terms of x. Let's factorize this. 6, 30, both are divisible by 6, so it becomes a square minus 5a plus a. So now what we do, we factorize this. We can also see that a is common between all of these terms. So it's a square minus 4a first, and then a brackets a minus 4. One value of a is 0, and the other value of a is 4. Since a is a positive constant, so that means a equals to 4 would be our answer for this. Whenever they ask us to find the nature of a stationary point, what we do is we differentiate the first derivative again. So that means we find the double derivative. So d square y over dx square would be the derivative of 6x squared minus 3x plus 6a. I'm going to replace 6a with 24 because we already found the value of a, which is 4, and 6 times 4 is 24. So when we differentiate 6x squared, that's going to be 6 times 2 times x to the power of 2 minus 1 minus 30 times x to the power of 1 minus 1 plus 0. As I said, the derivative of a constant is 0. That's going to be 12 times x minus 30. So now we need to find the nature of the stationary point, which is 4, negative 15. So at x equals to 4, your double derivative has the value of 12 times 4 minus 30, which is 48 minus 30, and that is equal to 18. Since the value of the double derivative is greater than 0, that means this is a minimum point. If it was less than 0, then it would be a maximum point. In the next question, it's asking us to find the equation of the curve. So we know that the first derivative was 6x squared minus 30x plus 24. Whenever you have the first derivative and they ask you to find the equation of that specific curve, what you do is you integrate the derivative. Integration is basically the opposite of differentiation, which means if you were multiplying the coefficient by the power, now you would divide the coefficient by the power. And before we were subtracting 1 from the power, so now you would add 1 to the power, which means it would be 6x to the power of 2 plus 1 divided by 2 plus 1 minus 30x to the power of 1 plus 1 divided by 1 plus 1 plus 24x. Now in integration, your constant gets a variable and you always add another constant. In the case our integral had limits, then there would be no constant over here. So since there are no limits in this case, so we add a constant with the variable k. Now we know that on this curve, we have a point 4, negative 15. So what we do is we substitute this point in the equation of the integral to find the value of k. When you simplify this, you get 2x cubed minus 15x squared plus 24x plus k. Now we substitute the stationary point in the equation to find the value of k. So it's going to be, now we substitute the stationary point in the equation to find the value of k. So negative 15 equals to 2 times 4 cubed minus 15 times 4 square plus 24 times 4 plus k. So what we get is negative 15 equals to 128 minus 240 plus 96 plus k. When we further solve this, we get negative 16 plus k, and negative 15 plus 16 equals to k, and k equals to 1. Which means our equation would be y equals to 2x cubed minus 15x squared plus 24x plus 1. That is your final answer for this question. So now it's asking us to find the stationary points on the curve. So we only had one stationary point in the previous case. It's asking us to find any other. So we differentiate the equation of the curve that we found in the previous part. So that's going to be 2 times 3 times x to the power of 3 minus 1 minus 15 times 2 times x to the power of 2 minus 1 plus 24 x to the power of 1 minus 1. As we know that the derivative of a constant would be 0, so 1 disappears. So 6x squared minus 30x plus 24. Put the first derivative equal to 0. So it's going to be 0 equals to 6x squared minus 30x plus 24. And now we can factorize this. Since 6, 13, 24 come in the 6 times table, so it's going to be x squared minus 5x plus 4. So now we factorize this. So 0 equals to x squared minus 4x minus x plus 4. X common, so x times x minus 4 minus 1 times x minus 4. 0 equals to x minus 4 times x minus 1, which means x equals to 4 and x equals to 1 is the x coordinate of our stationary point. Now we need to find the corresponding y coordinate. Only substitute for x equals to 1. So y equals to 2 times 1 cube minus 15 times 1 square plus 24 times 1 plus 1. That's going to be 2 minus 15 plus 24 plus 1. That's going to be negative 13 plus 25. And that is going to be 12. So your other coordinate is 112.